Golden Era Bookworm here. Today I'd like to review Building the Classic Physique. Finally, I know it's been a long time coming. Building the Classic Physique, The Natural Way by Steve Reeves. I'm lucky enough to own the first two editions, at least the editions that I'm aware of, and that is the first edition in hardcover and the current edition, which is now available at www.stevereeves.com, which is also available in hardcover, but I don't actually own the hardcover, I own the paperback. To start off with, I mean, what can I say? It is a absolute, I think, necessity for any bodybuilder, especially who wants to train the Silver Era way and develop an aesthetic physique, someone that wants to train natural and doesn't want to do anything using drugs. I would definitely say read this book. It's an absolute classic. Going through the book quickly, and I am allowed to do this because I've actually asked George Helmer, who actually owns the website and is the owner or copyright holder of all of Steve Reeves' stuff. Now, the book is actually divided into into 5 sections. The original book, I'll say, right? So you can see in the contents here that we've got part 1, My Life in Bodybuilding. Generally, this is basically Steve Reeves' biography, where he talks about how he was born and his family life, how his father passed away, how he was in an accident, and what got him into bodybuilding, his inspiration being John Grimmick, etc., etc. His also his introduction into bodybuilding, his original workouts, and I really think that his blueprint, essentially, which is given in this first chapter, is awesome, right? And I know this is online already, so I'm not really showing you anything new, but it's interesting to see, for example, in his workouts, in his initial workouts, how he used the breathing squat, all the stuff I've talked about, cleans. We're talking Olympic weightlifting exercises, etc., etc. A lot of compound work as well, and he also gives the subsequent routines that he used before joining the army, and his championship-winning routine to Mr. America, prior to the Mr. America competition, and of course the rest was history. The second part is basically Steve Reeves details his view on the science of bodybuilding, his approach to developing the classic physique, the aesthetic physique, the physique that we all wish to strive for, especially us natural lifters. And it's a great chapter. I think it's the highlight of the book. It truly is. And he goes through his routine in great detail. There's excellent photos. This is, of course, I'm showing you the old edition. The new edition shows all of this as well. And it's just fantastic. Some excellent photographs again from Reeves. The third section is additional training considerations, and I would actually state that this particular part of the book, Steve Reeves details other bodybuilding principles such as the pyramid system, super high intensity training, etc. It's funny how you actually see super high intensity training, and that this wasn't necessarily something that Mike Mentor developed. Just a big point there. And he also talks about other kinds of training programs, for example, for older people like seniors, and posing, nutrition, and how, believe it or not, Steve Reeves developed, according to him, power walking. And he's actually got a separate book on that, on power walking. It's his final book that he actually ever wrote. And the fourth section is question and answer, where he was present at a bodybuilding seminar and gave answers to many questions from fans. And the fifth section, the final section, I think is really funny, and I've actually talked about in particular Appendix 6, which I did a recent video on Steve Reeves being the ultimate alpha male, which got demonetized quickly by YouTube, of course. And it's hilarious because you really do see another side of Reeves. I mean, this being a bodybuilding channel, I tend to focus so much on bodybuilding and the physiques of the golden, silver, and bronze era. But because we never got to know these people, we don't really know what their personalities were like or how their general life was. And this is only reflected, you could say, in periodicals such as the newspapers and magazines that are not health fitness and bodybuilding related. And it's funny to read all these quotes from all these different magazines about the absolute hysteria that followed Reeves. He was an absolute superstar, a real masculine and dominant figure in the day. And really everybody, male and female, looked up to the great man. So that's in general my review or quick actual explanation or detail of the book. What can I say? I've read it from cover to cover probably twice now. I love the old photos, and every time I read it, I keep absorbing more and more. Reeves was really an incredible human being and really knew bodybuilding inside out. I love the first edition. That's the one I've actually read twice, even though I shouldn't be, because it's quite rare and I shouldn't be wrecking it. But now to give you a comparison to the new edition. A lot of you might be thinking, oh damn, I don't have access to the first edition, but don't despair. The second edition actually is greater in content. The first edition is approximately 190 pages. This is the absolute last page. Yeah, 190 something. So almost 200 pages, right? But the new edition is almost 200, yeah, it's 240 pages, right? The great thing about the new edition is, firstly, I think the cover is also really cool. I mean, I gotta love the black and white in the first edition. It's just, I mean, iconic, right? But hey, we've got color in the newer edition. There's more content. If we look at the contents, I know people wanted me to do a review on a side-by-side. So here is a side-by-side of the two editions. And people have asked me, is the first edition better than the second? No, not at all. I would say that this second edition is better. And the reason why is there are extra sections. For example, one of the major differences so far I found is Appendix 7, where we have extra interviews from other stars and other information on Steve Reeves. So you do get more information in the newer edition, and that is very important to a lot of people. Again, the book is available at www.stevereeves.com. What I also like about the book, the newer book, yeah, it looks a bit more new. Of course, it's a more current book. It doesn't have that nostalgic feeling of the original edition, but you have more rare photos of Reeves, and I'm talking way more. Remember, this has 40 extra pages of information and photography. We're seeing photos that you simply did not see in the first edition, and that's what I really love about it. Not only do we have all the same information, minus all the typographical and grammatical errors which there are in the first edition, but the quality of the paper is great. The photos are even touched up even better. So we've got great photos of Reeves. I mean, it's just, yeah. This middle section here is just beautiful. I mean, we have some fantastic photos of Reeves throughout the book. And again, I'll repeat it, more so than the first edition. So you can't go wrong in purchasing the newer edition of Building the Classic Physique. I definitely think it's worth it. Again, more photos, more information. It's all there. And yeah, I say go get it. I mean, it's a great book. So that is my review, finally, of Building the Classic Physique. I've read both books, and I give them both a thumbs up. I give the new book also a double thumbs up because it's got more information. So if you haven't got it yet, and you're a big fan of Reeves or the silver era of bodybuilding or just natural training, I highly recommend you purchase it. It won't, it won't break a leg. It's very affordable. I think it's 20 or 25 bucks. And when you buy something from George, the great thing about him is he's a great guy. I've spoken to him a few times over the internet, and you know what? The guy's so great that he'll even throw in an occasional photo or an extra DVD if you're really nice to him. I mean, he's a great guy. I remember when I made my order, a massive order of all of Reeves' stuff, and he threw in all these extra things for free, extra photos, extra DVDs, the works. I mean, the guy's an absolute legend. So I highly recommend you visit his website and purchase yourself Building the Classic Physique the Natural Way, written by Steve Reeves. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up and share it. Yeah, if you want to support my work and enjoy my reviews, please donate via PayPal. You can become a patron, where I often upload articles and photos, as well as rare books on the old school bodybuilding methods and of the legends, so of the golden, silver, and bronze era. And finally, you can also purchase some courses or some rare books as well that are not on my Patreon account from my website www.goldenerabookworm.com, and some new ones that I've actually written on Steve Reeves himself. You can actually find those as well on my website. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video and the review. Again, leave me your comments, and that's it for me. This is the Golden Era Bookworm. Bye for now.